Hey, Professor Roseanne, this is my submission for the D20 um, object that I did for Blender. Um, I know it's a little bit late, but I was waiting on it to come back from Shapeways so I could take pictures of it and stuff like that. I also was setting up my camera equipment and microphone so that I could do these because the first project that I did, I ended up writing out a Word document because that was the only way I had to document it. So what I did is I ended up picking up some recording software and like a headset and stuff like that so that I could do these. So you should be getting like all my projects all at once with the same style. A couple of my projects, I actually am going to do a time lapse of how I created it and the whole process. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that with this one because I had already made this item before um, I submitted it. So um, unfortunately, I couldn't do the time lapse and stuff like that. So with this project that I did, I struggled a little bit on trying to figure out how I'm going to get the numbers on the side of this and how I'm going to get it the shape that I want and the dimensions right. So what I did is I ended up looking up the actual dimensions of a D20. I have it a little bit bigger right now because it's easier to look at, but like I could scale it down and just you know make it smaller. Um, but I think the biggest challenge for me was getting the numbers on there because what I had to do is I had to make text and then print out the numbers that way. And then I went in and hit add modifier, did Boolean, and when you click Boolean, you can go in there and instead of having um, it intersect under the modifier, you can change it to difference, and it'll cut out the difference between the objects that you made. So what I did is I had all these numbers kind of sticking out above this flat edge. Um, and then I had it cut in. So this object is actually hollow on the inside. Um, I know it doesn't look like it, but it's got like a thicker wall, but the actual middle of it is hollow. I had to do that because in order to print out like a solid object from Shapeways, it was going to cost like way more money. So I had to make it hollow. I also had to like change the dimensions around on Shapeways in order to get them to print it so it wasn't huge and stuff like that. But that was really the biggest one. I mean, just the object alone already comes like in Blender, so it was a little bit easier. So when I went to Mesh and I went to Icosphere, and when you spawn in the Icosphere, it spawns in this essentially. You know, it already has like the D20 shape. So what I did is I just smoothed out the edges and, like I said, added the numbers. But I think the key part of this to me was the fact that I wanted to use it personally. So I didn't want it made out of cheap plastic, and I wanted it to be the right size. So when I went to Shapeways and I had them make it, I did. I had it made out of I think it was like carbon steel or something like that. I'll have to look up the exact metal, but I had it made out of metal so that when I use it, it's sturdy, it's strong. It didn't cost me too much to do it, but like I said, I really wanted something that was going to be um, usable for me outside of school. Um, so this one wasn't really that challenging to do, but I really enjoyed this specific project just because, like I said, it had real life applications for it. Um, like I said, I'm sorry it was a little bit late. I wanted to make sure that I had the object. I'm going to attach pictures of the object, and I'll also bring it into class on the 7th. I believe that's the next day that we have it. We have class, yeah, December 7th. And I'll bring it in so you can look at it, and then I'll post this on there with some pictures as well, along with the Blender file if you wanted to look at it. Um, so this is my submission for that. I hope you like it. It did take me some time and some effort, but I definitely enjoyed doing it. So you should see a lot of my other projects showing up at the same time as well, because like I said, I just got this recording software, so it's going to be all my projects are going to be submitted through this same video format. I don't know if this will be on YouTube or if I'll just send you the video file on Blackboard. So we'll find out how I end up doing it. I might email you about it too, just to see what happens. But thank you very much for the time, and I don't want to make this video too long. So I will see you in class on Wednesday. Thank you.